All right, people. We are starting this. Let me make sure this stuff comes on. Okay, we are doing it. We are making it happen. All right, it's saying I'm live, but I want to make sure I see myself through the joint. Okay, perfect. We are making it happen, people. All right, so what's up, people? What's up, guys? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? So today, I'm going to be talking about the dangers of being naive when it comes to women. What's going on, people? Who we got in the chat room? Jaren, what's up? MT909, what's going on? Kenwood Drive, what's good? Can you guys hear me okay? Everything good? Everything good? Chris Martinez, what's popping? And remember the call-in number, let me make sure I got my Skype on. The call-in number is 646-481-3901. So that's the number. What's good, people? Dejan, what's good? Winton, what's good? So today we're going to be talking about the dangers of being naive when it comes to dealing with women, because this is, something that a lot of guys, fall victim to. 888 was good. BT Platinum, what's going on? So a lot of guys, in the game basically don't understand that there's certain things women do and they're not, up on it. So since you're not up on that shit, you're going to be doing things and saying things and making certain moves that you shouldn't be doing, moves you shouldn't be making, things you shouldn't be doing, because you're naive about the situation. Oh, Johnny, what's good? Ryan, what's going on, bro? Yeah. So one thing I want to say real quick when it comes to this, and before I even get into that, you guys got to make sure that you go to MrLocario.com and get the ebook, How to Have Sex with Two Women a Day, or you can get the hard copy. Make sure you get that. Also get the Bad Boy seminar, because the seminar is off the chain. If you do not got the seminar, you are missing out. You feel what I'm saying? 96 T Maggie said women are not innocent. They have their own agendas. They have their own agendas. It's true. And so, a couple of things that I want to talk about is, when it comes to guys being naive about this, is because most men have been brought up in a society that has tricked them into thinking that, women are a certain way. And sometimes women use that in order to run game on you. Jaren, Pirtle, the link's going to be below the video. And you could go straight to MrLocario.com to get all that stuff. You feel me? So women will do certain things that you're not aware of. And if you don't understand this, you're not going to really know what's going on. So what I was saying earlier is that, a lot of times women, we're in a society that, has conditioned you guys to think that women is a certain way. You understand? They condition you guys to think that women is one way. This is how they are. And so certain women know that you think that way. So then this makes it easy for women to run game on you. So for example, you'll be talking to a girl and you're trying to get, touchy-feely with her, sexual with her, you want to do certain things. And she's going to tell you, I don't do that shit. I got to wait. I got to get to know you, all this other stuff, right? But what she's doing is she's playing on the fact that you're naive. Because you say, oh yeah, I understand, blah, 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 blah. And she's doing that to test you to see how you're going to react to that. You understand? So, it's y'all in the chat room talking about last week. Hell no, we ain't having what happened last week, okay? I'm gonna actually talk about that, not today. I'm gonna talk about it soon. Once that whole situation is resolved, I'll talk about it. But at this point, we're gonna stick to the game today. You feel what I'm saying? We are going to stick to the goddamn game. But anyway, what you guys got to understand is that, there are certain things that women do, and those things are going to, get you in situations you don't want to be in. So, for example, guys will take what women say at face value, right? Meaning, for example, you might be talking to a girl and she says, you're about to have sex with her, you're about to get it in. And she says, yo, it's cool, don't wear a condom, I got birth control, right? So you're being naive and thinking, okay, well, cool. You understand? Like, we could get this going on some raw type of shit. You understand? But the thing is, you don't realize that women will lie to you. You understand? They will say this shit and you end up having sex with her, end up getting her pregnant because you was thinking that she was being honest. And also you were thinking she was being honest because a lot of times what happens is that guys, they have this sort of way where they have been taught and brought up to think that women wouldn't do something like that. See, we're conditioned to think that the man is always the one that's doing the fucked up shit. You understand? But the thing is that when you come across a woman, you think she wouldn't do that. They say women mature faster than men. You'll hear all that type of stuff. So you think, why would a woman actually say that and do that and lie and do all this other stuff? But they do this stuff. But, you got to make sure that you are on top of your game so you don't fall for the nonsense. You understand? So you got to make sure that you're not naive when it comes to dealing with women. Also, another thing I got to talk about that's really, really interesting is that a lot of guys have this fantasy. And I've talked about this before, but it just needs to be said again. A lot of guys have this fantasy that women are not out here having as much sex as, you think. Or they're not having a lot of sex, I should say. Because the thing is, guys are still looking for that virgin. They're looking for that pure girl. And you got to understand that these girls out here are having sex. A lot of it. So you run into women, and some of you guys still think that women are running around with, only having sex with 2 or 3 guys in their whole life. You meet some girl, she's 27 years old, and you think, she tells you, I only been with 3 guys, right? And she's bullshitting you. So now you think that there are certain girls who are only with a certain, amount of guys, and you think there's certain girls who are sluts and whores, right? So if you have 100 girls, you might say, oh, there's these 50, half of them that are sluts, and then the other half aren't. You understand? But 98% of them have a lot of dudes they've been having sex with. You understand? And so you have to understand that aspect of the game. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're naive, you're going to believe that women are not out here getting it popping. You understand? I've said this so many times. Women are making it happen, but you guys don't want to believe it. You want, for your ego, you want to feel like you got that chick that no other guy could get and all this other stuff. And you're like, I'm not going to wife a girl up if she had sex with this guy and that guy. Is nonsense. Pure nonsense. You said lifestyle condoms feel just as good as going raw. Yeah, make sure you guys use condoms. Seriously. Seriously. I don't care. Look, I'm going to tell you. I've made the mistake of not wearing condoms and shit. Luckily, shit didn't go off in a way that, could have fucked up my whole situation. So the thing is, you guys got to always wear condoms. Always. I don't care if she says she on the pill. I don't care if she says she got the IUD. I don't care if she says she got her tubes tied. I don't care what this girl is saying. I don't care if she said, I ain't got no STDs. I don't care if she's talking about, she is a virgin, so she's clean. I don't care what it is. Always, always, always wear condoms. You understand? Find the type that feels good to you, but you gotta wear them. Herbert Perez, what's going on? Reginald Baryard, what's good? But yeah, the thing is, you guys can't be naive about this stuff, because if you're naive, you being naive is going to be a thing that's in the long run going to be dangerous for you. It's dangerous to be naive when it comes to women. Because, we want to have this sort of, see, you got either two extremes. You got the guys who think women can do no wrong. Then you got the guys who think that all women, or women in general, is just on bullshit all the time. You understand? See, you got to be somewhere in the middle. You know what I mean? If you're somewhere in the middle, it's more healthy. You understand? But if you're sitting there thinking that women wouldn't do certain things, then you got it twisted. And this is how they can run game on you. You understand? And so a lot of times, you got to even read between the lines of what a chick is saying. You got to look at her actions. And also what you have to understand is this, is that you can't necessarily take a chick at her word a lot of times. Real talk. So what you need to do is that you have to understand that women will always act according to how they feel at the moment. True Blad, what's good, yo? Smitty, what's going on? So you gotta understand that women are always going to go with how they feel in the moment. So, you could say to a girl, or she could say to you, hey, don't worry, I'm on birth control. You ain't got it. We could do it without protection. And then you're like, but what if you get pregnant by mistake? She's like, no, don't worry about that. I don't even, if that happens, I'm gonna just get an abortion, or I'm gonna get rid of it. I don't even want kids, right? Then what can happen is that she can get pregnant, and then all of a sudden, I want the kid. I want to keep it. But see, if you were being naive and taking what she's saying at face value and taking what she's saying as her word, then you're going to be caught up. You're going to be caught up in the nonsense. You see what I'm saying? So you can't, be on that naive type of shit. It's crazy. You said naive means you have to love her with your head a little and with your heart. And see, this goes all across the board when it comes to game. What you got to understand is that you have to step back. You got to step all the way the fuck back and look at what's going on. You have to observe behavior. You have to observe the behavior. See, anyone can say anything. A girl could say anything to you. A girl can be, oh yeah, I really like you and I want to see you and this and that. But then when it comes to her actually seeing you and showing up, is she doing what she's saying she's going to do? And so guys, they're naive to what's going on. You said also the other way around, they can act like they want your baby and then be on birth control the whole time. That too. Exactly, that too. Real talk. Real fucking talk, bro. So what's going on with you peoples out there? Calling number 646-481-3901. Call up if you have a question. But yeah, a lot of dudes, the reason why they get into bad situations with women, or they end up being all, angry when women do things, is because they're naive. So when a woman does something, they can't believe she did it. They're like, I can't believe she did that. I can't believe she, did this thing or that thing. I can't believe she cheated on me. I can't believe she said this. I can't believe she did that. And then the reason why you can't believe it is because you don't understand women. You don't understand how women think. You don't understand how they operate. Now, I'm not saying this to say like, I'm not one of them dudes that's like, oh, women are crazy and scary and you gotta watch out and not, I'm just trying to bring reality to the situation. And if you don't look at the situation realistically, that's when you're going to get yourself into trouble. Right? Because not only just women, but human beings in general, we're very selfish. right? And it's not even necessarily anything wrong with that to a certain extent. But women are, going to do whatever they need to do to get whatever they need to get. And if they have to use you or go through you to get that, that's what they're going to do. Now, again, objectively, there's nothing wrong with that. But you have to say to yourself, what do I want? And what do I want from the situation with her? And how does it coincide? Or can we meet at a certain place so that we both get what we want? Dude, what 212? What's going on? Richard Jensen, what's popping? What's up with you, man? J77, you say you got your side chick pregnant. So my wife kept me, and the side chick still sends you the cooch pictures. T-Dot, what's good? Yeah, we ain't even gonna get into that today, T-Dot. I'm gonna save that for another day. When all that's resolved, we gonna get into it. You understand? We're gonna get into it later. But right now we focusing on the game. Tashawn, what's good? What's good? So you guys can't sit there and believe everything women are telling you. You understand? You can't do it. You have to always question women. All the time. All the time. You got to question women. Meaning, a lot of times, and this is what I tell guys when they're talking to girls on, in the street, at a party or whatever, you'll get a good sense of the type of woman you're dealing with if she, basically, if she is acting a certain way, responding a certain way, you notice or you take notice to what she's talking about and what she's saying. Right? You got to take notice to that. Because what's going to happen is a lot of guys are naive because all they're looking at is vagina. You're like, just pussy. It's like, okay, I just want to have sex with her. I'm not paying attention to anything she's saying. I'm not paying attention to anything she's doing. All I'm worried about is when am I going to have sex with this chick? When are we going to fuck? That's all that you're thinking. So by thinking that, you miss out on the red flags of, what a chick is doing. Right? Or you don't think there will be any red flags because you yourself have been conditioned to think that, chicks are can do nothing wrong. You understand? Crazy. So what's going on out there, people? What is going on out there? But yeah, you can't be naive. Because, sometimes even women, especially women are very naive when it comes to the game. Very naive. It's almost comical sometimes. Because, like, even something simple as, I would coach women and I tell them, like, yo, a guy doesn't have to like you to have sex with you. And some women couldn't even grasp that. They were like, what? Why would he have, so they think that because a guy has sex with them, that means that he likes them, because they're looking at it the way that they would do it. They're like, well, I'll have sex with him because I like him, right? So they think that you're having sex with them because you like them. But there are times you can have sex and not like the girl, right? But if she doesn't know that, that's her being naive. So on the flip side, there's certain things you might not know that is going to affect your game. You understand? True Blad, you said you're trying to make something happen with a chick from a rich family, and she's balling. She's thick as hell. Dude, you just need to, holler at her. Don't make it about the money. Don't make it about her balling. Don't make it about her rich family. Matter of fact, make it about you. You understand? Have her, you got to see, let me break it down for you real quick. Right? Let me break it down. When you're dealing with women, it's all about having them follow your program, period. right? Because what you're saying is, it sounds like you're trying to follow her program. You're trying to get in with her situation, right? But the thing is, even if you're trying to get something in with her situation, none of that's going to work unless she's emotionally attached to you, right? So if she's emotionally attached to you, that's when everything else is going to fall into place, right? Because if she's not emotionally attached to you, there's really nothing you can do a lot, in that situation to really push things forward, because she has to feel as if y'all have this connection. There has to be that thing there where she wants to gravitate to you. She wants to be with you. She wants to follow you. She wants to go down the road that you're going down. So it's about you figuring out what you want and then having her follow you. Now, once she follows you, and let's say you make her your girl, you understand? And then you'll be in that situation with her and whoever else or whatever it is like that. But it first, started with you, with her following you, her getting attached to you. You feel what I'm saying? It's crazy. You said when a wife dresses provocative even with their husband, is that because their husband isn't giving them enough attention? Sometimes they want to get their husband's attention. They want to dress sexy and shit. Or if you with your wife and she hardly dresses up, and all of a sudden she starts dressing up again and she's going out and chilling and doing shit, she might be cheating on you. Oh man, Doodle212, you said any update on that Ron Wills conference? What Ron Wills conference? When was that supposed to happen? I don't know. You gotta put me on. I don't know what's going on. I remember. I think there was supposed to be something with Alan Roger Curry and O'Shea Duke Jackson. I don't know if you're talking about that joint. I don't know. I think it might have happened already, but I missed out on it. Maybe if it happened already. It's crazy. So Jerson Shamkuma, you said with women, body language is how they communicate with us, not just with their words. You said, yes, Ms. Locario, many guys fail to understand this. That's true. That is true. That is true. See, women will say, they'll say a lot of shit. They'll say anything. You understand? And that's what gets guys. Let me tell you something. I remember, this was years ago when I had like dreadlocks and all of that, and, all the way down on my back. This was like when I was like early 20s, right? And so there's this girl I was feeling, and, like I would see her around here and there, and, I tried to holler at her and shit, and she was on some, like wishy-washy stuff. 1 minute, she seemed like she wanted to make something happen. Next minute, she's on some other stuff and all that other craziness. And the thing was that I noticed that she would say certain things, but the way she would respond physically wasn't there. You understand? So she was just basically attention whoring. You understand? She wasn't really into me, because the thing is, when a chick is into you, all the stuff that she's saying and doing will fall into place, and it will be consistent. Like, so if she's saying she's feeling you, she's saying she likes you, then her actions will back that up. It's the same way if she says, yo, you say, hey, let's go out on a date, and she's like, yeah, let's make it happen, and she's basically showing that interest. If she doesn't show up on a date, her actions aren't coinciding with what she's saying she's going to do. You feel me? Oh, you're asking me about the the Warriors or the Cavs, who I think is going to win? I think, see, this is my thing. I mean, I could be wrong, but this is what I think they do. I think the NBA be setting shit up. I'm on my conspiracy theory shit. I think that they be like, okay, if the Cavs win tonight, I think it's a setup. Because what they do is, the more games they have, the more money they can make. So I think a lot of times they be trying to stretch that shit out to like game 7 or something. So who knows? But see, the Warriors, they got, they got fucking Steph Curry and Kevin Durant, right? And then the Cavs got LeBron James, so it's like 2-on-1 at this point. But yeah, Richard Jensen. I'm gonna talk about that in another video later after all that stuff's resolved. I'll let you know what's going on, so I could break down the lessons you need to know in that shit. You feel what I'm saying? Because I don't even want to talk about it now because we're in the situation now. But but we'll get to that soon. Crazy. Yeah, I used to rap back in the day. True Blood. My rap name is Trends. Trends. So you could probably find like some of my old mixtapes on like Dat Piff or something. If you just type in Trends mixtapes and shit. You know what I'm saying? I might come out. I was talking to Miles the other day. I think it was earlier today. And I was like, yo, we should come out with like a bad boy mixtape. And just, come out with some dope ass tracks about the game. You said I mentioned some chicks don't understand how/why guys would have sex with girls they don't like. What are some examples of what guys don't sometimes understand about women? So we give you some examples of what guys don't understand about women, right? One of the things that guys don't understand about women is that guys don't understand that women don't need for you to try to make them comfortable. I'm going to say that again. Women do not need for you to try to make them comfortable. So what a lot of guys do is they talk about this whole, you got to build rapport and build attraction, and you got to make the girl comfortable, and if she's not comfortable, then she's not going to want to have sex with you and all this other stuff, right? Now, what you got to understand is this. If a girl isn't comfortable, it's most likely going to be hard for her to have sex with you and do all the other stuff, right? Now, that's true. But it's not really up to you to make her comfortable. Do you understand that? So the way that she gets comfortable in any situation is if you're comfortable in the situation. I'm going to say that again. The way she gets comfortable in the situation is if you're comfortable in the situation. So what happens is that when you're talking to a girl, she feeds off the energy that you're giving. You understand? So a lot of times when you're nervous, when you're talking to girls, that creates nervous energy within her. You understand? So sometimes she might be feeling you, but you're nervous, and that makes her also nervous because now the whole situation's awkward. Also, sometimes if a girl is really, really feeling you, right? What you got to understand is that she doesn't need all this extra stuff to get her riled up to want to get with you and do something. You understand? She doesn't need for you to, make her comfortable, because you can't make her comfortable. She has to be comfortable within herself in the situation. You only inspire comfort based off of how comfortable you are in the situation. And sometimes a girl's just not feeling you. So it's not about you trying to make her more comfortable. Let me make her comfortable so she can feel me now. No, she doesn't feel you. She's not into you. So it's not going to happen. You understand? And so let me see what other stuff that guys don't understand about women, right? You got to understand too, and I talk about how important the emotions are when it comes to women, and that women really, base a lot of their actions off of their emotions and how they feel, right? So with that in mind, a lot of guys are naive, and this is why they come up with the whole, it's about looks. It's all about money. Do you know that if you got money, and let's say a chick is a gold digger, or a chick, she's just like, whatever, you got money, let's make it happen, blah, blah, blah. If she's feeling a certain way, your money is meaningless. Meaning, you could say, I'm literally going to pay this girl to have sex with me. If she doesn't feel like it, she's not going to do it. You feel what I'm saying? Because she doesn't feel like it. I had a friend who He works in the music industry and all that shit. And they was gonna pay this girl $4,000 to be in a music video. And she was only gonna be working for maybe like, I think 4 or 5 hours, if that much. $4,000. And she didn't show up. You see what I'm saying? And she didn't show up because she didn't fucking feel like it. You know what I mean? Like, because when they found out later, she was just like, oh, she wasn't in the mood. That was the excuse. She wasn't in the mood. You understand? So, yeah, so chicks, it's all about how they feel. You got to understand it. So if you can inspire certain feelings in the situation, that is what is more important than your looks and your money and your status. Kenwood Drive, you said someone told you not to fuck with girls who watch Love and Hip Hop or Real Housewives. I mean, again, it still depends on the chick. I mean, just because you're watching that doesn't mean, technically you're on some hood rat shit. Could be, but not all the time. These dudes trolling in here. Hilarious. You say you pay $100 to fuck Rihanna? 630 boy, you said when's a good time to ask for gifts? What do you mean, gifts from a chick you dealing with? Let me see what we got here. What's poppin'? Who's this?
What up? This is Johnny. What's going on?
What's going on with you, bro?
Ain't nothing. I just want to tell you about this situation I had the other day.
Right.
Ain't nothing too big. I had a chick. We met up. She took an Uber to my place. We chilled in the crib, and then we took like a walk around the park. And then after we took a walk around the park, went to this like little diner and grabbed like a cup of coffee. And she had bought some food.
Right.
She ended up paying for the Uber to come to my place, and then she ended up paying for the meal. My situation is like when I try to get physical, she try to like kind of like, play it smooth, like, nah, you ain't ready for that. And then, like, on the ride home, but I drove her home afterwards, so I was like, all right, she invested, so I was like, all right, at least thing I do, I just take her home, whatever. She was like, talking about, like, sex, and all this, and then I'm like, oh, damn, all right. So I tried to go for the kiss again, she just, like, see that for the second. I'm like, all right, this shit probably playing around, but I'm like, okay, if she invested and paid for the date, like, what the hell type of shit is that?
Right. Well,
kind of like confused.
Now go ahead, keep going.
I think it's kind of like confusing in a way.
Right.
Like, when women invest, and the next thing you know, they act like they're not interested in a way. Like,
right.
I had a few chicks like invest, and they'll complain like, oh, I drove 45. I was like, oh, I see this place for 45 minutes. I'm like, you still came out here? Like, what the fuck?
Right. So you know what it is too is one of two things usually, right? One, sometimes a girl will, when you go out with her, she'll pay for shit. And she'll do all that other stuff because she's not into you. You understand what I'm saying? So what she's doing is that she's paying for the stuff because she feels like, well, I'm not gonna see this guy again, and like I don't want to feel like I'm taking advantage of him, so I'm gonna pay for the shit. You understand? That's one. That's one thing it could be. Another thing it could be is that she could be setting up the situation for you to try to trick on her. And now follow me on this, all right? So a lot of chicks who's hip to game when it comes to gold digging, what they do is that sometimes they put up money on the first date. So you go on the first date, they be like, don't worry, I got this. I'll treat you, blah, 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 right? So then what happens is that since you like, oh, damn, this girl was cool as hell. She took me out, we went out, she paid for the shit, and everything like that. And then on top of that, they don't have sex with you that day because they want to sort of like keep the shit going. So you say to yourself, damn, this girl was mad cool as hell. She paid for shit and I want to see her again. So now when you see her again, it's automatic. You feel like you want to reciprocate. You understand what I'm saying? So you might take her out, spend money, and even spend more money than you probably would have up front, right? So on that second time out, she's trying to see how much of a trick you can be or how much you're willing to spend with her based off of the fact that she paid for the shit first. You understand what I'm saying? And so sometimes chicks will withhold sex or a lot of physical intimacy because they want to set up that dynamic first and see how much you're going to, put out. Because what they don't want to do is when they're on that gold digging shit, what they don't want to do is they don't want to start on the first date looking like they want your money. They want to eliminate the thought from you that they want money. They want to basically have it in a situation where you're coming at them and say, yo, this girl's cool as hell. I'll spend mad money on her because, the first time she came out and, you know what I mean? So, like, they want to set that up. So it can either be one or two of those situations. Either she's not feeling you or she's trying to set up that whole gold digging type of thing. That's usually, what it is in those situations, especially when a chick is paying. You feel what I'm saying? Like that. You feel me?
And I heard something like that from before, but I wasn't like thinking about this situation because she still hitting me up, texting me, giving all me, asking how I'm doing or whatever like that.
Right.
This was like Wednesday or something like that. So.
Right. And so you didn't kiss her at all? Like it was no kissing, none of that shit was going on?
I tried like twice. Like one while we was walking in the park, and then two while the second time, like before she got out of the car or whatever. And it was funny because we was talking, like having a sexual conversation on the ride home.
Right.
Like to a spot. She lived with family when I was just dropping her off. And it was just kind of like weird. I was like,
what did she do when you tried to kiss her? Did she fucking move her face away? Like what was going on?
Yeah, move her face. And she's like, oh no, that's second date. That we keep that for the second date. Yada yada yada. So I was like, oh yeah, it's becoming some bullshit. So I was just like, it's funny. There was another kid I went out before that. She didn't kiss. We were on a date. She didn't kiss me or whatever. And then she texted me like an hour later saying, oh, let me know if I'm gonna curve you. Let me know if you're gonna curve me.
So she asked you, are you gonna curve her?
Yeah, I was like, damn. I was like, I didn't know what to think. I was just like, I mean, we cool. I mean, I said straight up. I said, I just let you know some things.
Right. And so the thing is,
it just makes you want to pay attention to a couple things.
Right.
He's like, oh, okay. And then it was just like, then we texted, and then like she slowly said it out. Like I don't even talk to her no more. I was like a week ago. I was like,
right.
Whack.
See, the thing is with me, personally, if I'm on a date with a chick and we don't kiss, I charge it to the game. You feel what I'm saying? Because at that point, she, a chick, and again, this is what we talking about with the whole naive thing with women and all this other stuff. If you're out with a girl, and let's just think about this objectively, right? Just objectively. You're a woman in this society who's been taught or conditioned to feel like you need to find a husband, a boyfriend. You want a man because you feel insecure, so you want this guy to be around you. You want a guy to get with and to call you his girl and to feel special, and you want cards and candies on Valentine's Day. You want this attention, want that attention, all that other stuff, right? So usually all that's going to happen is you're going to either have a chick who's real with it, meaning like she's into you and she's giving all the giving you all the attention, the type of attention you want, which means sexual attention, or she's just going to use you for the attention. You feel what I'm saying? So a chick not kissing you on the date is a sign of her using you for attention, because a girl who's really, really feeling you wants to kiss you. She wants to, get sexual with you. It's almost like, it's almost like when you are starving or thirsty, you don't go to a buffet and just chill. You run up to that shit, you start putting shit on your plate, you going in. You feel what I'm saying? So if she's not going in on you, then, if she's not going in the sense of like really trying to get at you and trying to be with you and trying to fuck with you on that type of stuff, then her attraction level isn't there. She's not there. She's not really feeling you. So it's like, if she's not really feeling you, then it's like, all right, cool, whatever. But see, in your situation, you're saying that like the chicks will not kiss you, and then they will still text you and call you back and all that other shit. You feel what I'm saying?
This happened with that one first chick I was telling you about, but that next one, usually if that happens, I usually charge them because usually I already pick up that they're not feeling me.
Right, right.
Like mess with you, I usually notice that
Right.
they ain't feeling me.
Right.
It was just that particular chick, she set me up, so I'm like kind of cautious now about that whole gold digger thing you're talking about.
Right.
You like keep a third eye for it.
Right, because it's the thing, just generally I would say charge to the game, but if you do want to, like, let's say the fact that she's hitting you up, if you do want to, fuck with her, you have to figuratively back her in a corner. And what I mean is that you say, okay, you see she's hitting you up. Okay, cool. Listen, when are you free? Oh, Friday, cool. Well, listen, you're gonna come to my crib, and when we come to my crib, we gonna eat some food real quick, and then I'm gonna take them drawers off, and we gonna get naked, right? You understand? We gonna get a pop. We basically gonna fuck. Now, the reason why in those situations you have to lay it down like that is because you have to give her no wiggle room. You have to give her no more room to play games, because now she has to shit or get off the pot. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's funny because she's been in my spot before. Like, she sat in my crib because I believe in this whole thing where, like, once they're in my spot, psychologically, they've been there before. So
right.
It's like, yeah, So, like, I could probably do that since you said that. Because we stood on my side. Like, it could be over 5 minutes. They've been in there, so they know, okay, all right, he ain't trying that. So,
right.
You know what I mean? He ain't trying that, so I can actually come here again. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly. And so that's the thing. Like, and you really want to, throw it at her in that manner, because the fact that she wasn't, giving you any type of indication that first time with no kissing and all that, and she's also hitting you back, it's like, because, it's almost like it's like a soft checking, charging her to the game, the fact that she didn't, do what she was supposed to do. Now that she's hollering back at you, you say, okay, well, she's hollering back, so now I gotta, put this shit down, so precise that she, this is what it is. There's no negotiating. So if you do come over, if you do see me, you know what's going on. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's
really.
really.
I mentioned to her today about, like, talking about, like, I'm gonna be watching the game later.
Right.
I didn't necessarily say she can come through, but I was just like, I put it out there. And she's like, oh, what bar are you going to? And I'm like, this bar, by my spot. It's more like I'll tell her to come to my crib, and I'll probably try to see if I can finesse and do it. And then we go to the bar. I'll watch the game, and then I won't watch the game.
Right. I would say make sure you have it in a situation where she's coming to your crib. You feel what I'm saying? Like, if you go to the bar to watch the game, you could do that after the situation, but the first thing needs to be her coming to your crib. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Because if you go ahead.
Oh, no, I was gonna tell you something else, but I want to let you finish your thought.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, because if you tell her, hey, let's go to this bar and watch the game, and then you was trying to do all the other stuff after, she'll be like, oh, it's getting late, I gotta go. You know what I'm saying? You don't want none of that type of situation happening. You see what I'm saying? Like, you're at the point in the situation with her, because every girl, the situation is different depending on the context and depending on what you've been doing with her and been through with the girl. With this particular girl, it's at the point where she got to put up or shut up. You feel what I'm saying? It's really that simple.
Like, we did the whole hand touching the back or whatever, stuff like that. Like, she was funny stuff saying, like, when she got my house and I was looking at her, she's like, oh, you can stop looking at me like that. I'm like, yo, I'm in mine. She was just playing around, playing bullshit. So I was just like, all right, whatever.
Right. Right.
So I'll see what I do. But I want to tell you, remember that I was telling you a couple weeks about how that chick came to my spot and she was on her period or whatever?
Yeah.
I ended up getting some dome for her from her like 2 weeks ago.
Nice.
I went to her spot. She ended up giving me some head, but she's still on that thing like she don't want me to hit like that.
She still don't. She's still talking about she ain't trying to have sex.
Yeah, like here's the point where like I was about to put in and she was just like nah, but she gave me head just because my jump was so good, like because my head was so good, she gave it to me out of respect type jump.
Oh man, that's hilarious. That is funny.
It took me a while. And it's like, then I went to her house, like she told me to come over the other day and I was chilling and next her family, next her, like she was doing her family member. I'm like, oh yeah, I know where this is going. She wanted to see like where want people to like evaluate me and see what type of dude I am. I'm like, oh shit, she looking for a
So
relationship.
she probably either she on that relationship stuff or and this is all this is fucked up, or she probably got an STD. You feel what I'm saying? Which is why she doesn't want you to go in that area. You feel what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that shit could be a possibility too. Just to just keep that in mind. You know what I mean in that regard, because that could also be a thing. But again, also too, she could probably be trying to prime you up to meet the family and get all, you know what I'm saying? And she's on that. I'm gonna take it slow with him, but I'm gonna give him a little something so that I could keep him around. You feel what I mean?
Because even like I went out with like 3 times, even though like she had like this stupid game at the house like playing, and she didn't want to ask me certain questions because she was like she's like, oh, I'm such a pussy, I can't ask you this. I'm like, yo, ask me what the fucking question is.
Right.
And she just like on some scary shit, so I'm just like, eh. That's why like whenever I hit her up, I usually hit her up like last minute, like 10 o'clock at night or some shit.
Right. Yeah, and the thing is too, like with this chick, man, you gotta figuratively, back her in the corner, man. I'm telling you, she gotta make that decision. You feel what I mean?
Yeah.
You gotta make
that. That thing, I might kind of like cut that shit off.
Yeah, that too. Shit, you know what I mean? Like just fucking. Because I tell you, I ain't got the time. See, I don't got the time for the nonsense. If a girl is not doing the type of stuff I want her to do, I keep it moving, and I find a girl who wants to do that thing. Because even with you, you're doing extremely well with the chicks, because every time you call, you talking about I've been fucking with another girl. You see what I'm saying? So
yeah.
At least you are already in that zone, so you're doing better than most guys are doing. You feel what I mean? So the thing is with you, I would say, is more so, and I would say, this goes for every guy, but especially in your situation, the fact that you know how to pull and the fact you know how to interact with them and do all the other stuff, it's going to be more beneficial for you to start charging certain chicks to the game quicker. You understand? And the reason why I say this is because, since you do know how to interact with women, what's happening is that you're wasting time sort of on certain women who aren't really giving you what you want, who aren't really in the situation that you want to be in. So then it's better to stop communication with that one and then talk to another girl. And if you do keep communication with those chicks, you got to figuratively back them in the corner. You feel what I'm saying? So that they can make a decision, so that you don't waste your time. You feel what I mean?
And then, it's funny because you talk about wasting time. Like, if you would have seen, like, what I had to go through to get that, you would have been like, oh, hell no, I would have never did that.
Oh, yeah.
You probably would have never done it. It took me a while. Like, we were taking out in 10, like, I literally didn't get that head till, like, later that night. That's because we was at we went to go smoke, and then went to my house. And
right.
I had to dip out of my house because my peoples came over.
Right.
They like, cause I was supposed to take peoples, and then I went to her spot.
Right. See, that's what I'm saying.
I was like my boy said I was putting OT on that. Like,
yeah, it's a lot of I remember one time, dude. I was with my friend. I'm not gonna say his name, but we was out. I met this girl at a meetup event, and I started talking to her first and shit, and this cute Asian girl or whatever. My boy comes through. All three of us is talking. So I kind of like fell back and let him holler because he usually doesn't come out. So I was like, dude, you need to, you should have some fun and shit, right? And this dude, long story short, we met this girl maybe around 7 in the evening. He stayed with this girl till 7 o'clock the next morning, but he hit it, but he took her to some expensive hotel. He got there around like 4. He spent like another like hour and a half, something trying to, get her to really make it happen. And then he told me the sex was whack. I'm just like, dude. And the thing is, he got a girl at home. So his girl was calling me, and I'm just like, dude, you gotta, like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? But it was crazy. But my point is that all that energy and all that time sometimes isn't really worth it when you can do this shit with another girl who is going to be so much smoother and quicker. You understand? Because I've been in situations where I've met girls off of Tinder, all this other stuff, you know, and we go get a drink for like 45 minutes, and then after that, we go back to the place, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't no big thing. You know what I mean?
And you know, it's like you could feel the cooperation in the beginning. You know, you could just feel, like, kind of feel the beginning. You know, just because of how, like, the date, how you plan out the date, the situation, and stuff like that. You're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. Right. And then after, you're like, no, like, okay, like, especially when I get these chicks from New York, they come out here just to hang out.
Right.
They within that hour and a half investment, they already know what it is.
Right. So. and a lot of times too is just really. I had a Skype coaching thing earlier today, and I was talking to this dude, and basically what I told him was, because he was asking questions like, you know, how do I, you know, get this girl from Tinder to meet up with me, or how do I get these girls to come out on the dates, and sometimes they're flaking, blah blah blah. Mainly, all you need to do is have a system. You understand? And so the thing that made shit easier for me when I deal with women is I have a system, meaning that I follow the system, and then within that system, it tells me what to do next. You understand what I'm saying? So like,
I ain't even gonna lie, I got one too. It's not the greatest, but it's been working for me.
Right, exactly. And the thing is, so for example, like my system is, you know, if a girl does these things, I'll call her back. If she does these other things, I'm not calling her back. Or if she's supposed to meet up with me and she flakes and this happens, then I'm going to do this. If she flakes and this happens, I'm going to do that. So I already have what to do and what benefits me in the situation, because what happens is the reason why guys don't understand it or won't be able to do that is because they don't have enough reference to differentiate the women who are cooperating to the women who aren't. So for example, like you've been out with women who, you know, you meet them, you have some fun, you have some sex, everything's great. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. Then you've been out with women who basically waste your time, and they front, they fake, they act like this is gonna happen and it don't happen. You see what I mean? So you have reference experience from both. So what I tell guys is like, yo, you have to be able to first understand, like even if you don't have the reference experience, understand, like myself and even